What is up, Scarlet? Bringing you a brand new news update of sorts. I haven't done this in quite a while, and it's kind of interesting because a new Pokemon Presents came out in Pokemon Day, and it's gonna be more brief compared to like the other videos because not all that much news came out, and like kind of the expected came out of it. But I will say that it is still certainly newsworthy, at least towards the end, because all these news that have been brought up are like from the little smaller title games, such as like, you know, the Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Go Plus Plus, and there's also news when it comes to the Pokemon TCG tournament. And then I want to say it's called Pokemon Cafe. It's like a lot of small stuff, I would say. But yeah, the World Championship 2023 takes place in Japan. I don't recall what was the place called exactly, but it started with like a K, I believe. I don't know. Besides that, Pokemon Unite as well. Like they also added some Pokemon. Oh, Yokohama. I said it started with the K. My God, dude. There was also like this weird advertisement with this like TCG of classic cards. And I don't really understand like the advertisement on this because they look like they're trying to be CIA agents meeting for a duel with Pokemon cards. And I don't know, it just looks like rich people kind of going for it. And you see kind of like Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur holographic. And I honestly think that this is going to diminish the rarity of the cards, because Charizard back in the day used to be the rarest card in the game. And now with these classic cards, like they'll be pretty pricey, but it'll only diminish the other cards' value even lower. It's no longer gonna be, you know, really expensive, but it might drop down like $100. It'll still be pretty pricey, but I'm saying, I don't know. There's also an interesting partnership with Pokemon and Netflix with like some small episodic series. I don't really think this is gonna be all that good because it feels a bit too small. Because I swear it was Scraggy, I think, like Scraggy's Adventures or some shit. That's not what the title's called, but I don't think, like, I really honestly believe that Pokemon should really look into the manga and just make a series out of that, because that would do so much better, and not just like small episodic series that are like less than 5 minutes long or 10 minutes or whatever. I really mean that they should do seasons, fully voice acted, fully animated, and all that stuff. But yeah, Psyduck, Pokemon Concierge, with like a, I almost said seagull, like a wing on the cover. Why did I say Scraggy? I swear I saw a Scraggy somewhere. It was a Psyduck and this one girl. I don't know how promising this is, honestly. I have no idea how well this could be into fruition, because I really don't think this is gonna be like the next Squid Games where it's like really popular as a show on Netflix. I really feel like it's gonna be, like they'll have some great moments, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's gonna pull numbers to be like, hey, yo, you gotta watch this on Netflix and all that stuff. But yeah, I mentioned about Pokemon Unite, which, like I mentioned, is also gonna be in the TCG Championships in Yokohama, and they're gonna throw off Zacian, or Zacian, I'm not really sure, but it's also this tuxedo version of Zacian. I don't know how to pronounce his name, honestly. This other variant of Pikachu that's all dressed up too. Gold Zacian Boost Emblem, with the gift code PokeMonday. Players can get a Gold Zacian Boost Emblem, which has useful effects in battle. Oh, this looks really cool. I really like the look of Dragonite with his boxing gloves and like this cape. It really benefits his look. I feel like this is an actual character in anime that could talk and everything. Pokemon Unite Asia Championships League Final. On March 18th and 19th, the Pokemon Asia English YouTube channel will be streaming this event. Pretty interesting. I'm gonna be busy those 2 days, but I mean, regardless, good for them. This seems really cool. Then there's this weird commercial of all like the Paldean Pokemon that, like, you know, like Fido and like Wiglet and that pig that I'm forgetting the name. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name. But yeah, Pokemon Cafe Remix. I just said Cafe. I didn't realize Remix was in the title. But Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley are in the game. And I never played Pokemon Cafe in my life, so it kind of confuses me that there's this, like, not Tetris, but like a Tetris-like game where you're like trying to match and characters, and it adds up to combos. But you could pick one to join your staff, and then along with that is Greninja Great Chef Edition. It's like a different variety of skin. It's available until March 17th, 2023, right before 6 a.m. I'm assuming UTC time. I really should give the game a try. I don't think I'll ever play it in the channel though. I mean, who knows, maybe. There's also these 5-star chefs that can receive deliveries again. Victini, Mimikyu, Eevee, and Celebi looking like, well, I mean, Victini actually looks like a chef, and Mimikyu kind of looks like a witch straight from the medieval times. Not really medieval, well, I guess, I don't know. Eevee looking like a Southern Belle, and then Celebi looking like, I want to say a fruit wizard. I don't know what the hell. But yeah, until March 17, 2023, before 6 a.m., just like Greninja as well. Special bonus, 11 times express delivery at no cost. This is probably only because, you know, you're gonna want to level up equally to what your current staff is, because people that already been playing this game since last year are pretty ahead of the curve, and I'm pretty sure you want your 5-star chefs to be, you know, equally to that level. I'm sure that it's not just Tetris though, it should be like other mini games. But yeah, you see all the champions here, and it's really interesting that they kind of have special things when it comes to Pokemon Masters EX, and it's really cool because you see Leon here. Meet the Galar region's Neo champions, along with Hop looking like Leon as well, kind of with this hat along with this cape and everything, and kind of a different attire, with his Galarian Zapdos, which I think is really cool considering what's going to come up next, because you see Beat here having a Galarian Articuno, and then there's also Marnie here. I've been calling her Marley this whole time when I was talking to friends about this, but yeah, Marnie Champion Edition with Galarian Moltres. For Beat and Marnie, it makes perfect sense why they have those typings, and you know, because of involvement and correlation aspects of it, I could kind of see Hop having the Zapdos, so it makes sense to me. It's kind of like the whole manga thing that keeps bringing up with the Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you know, with Gold having Raikou, Silver getting Entei, and then like Crystal getting Suicune. It just makes sense to me, you know. Mostly because of the looks of Silver, and then Crystal of course being Suicune, and I guess to an extent Gold does kind of have yellow on them, so it kind of looks like Raikou. But I really like this correlation regardless. It says from February 28th, 2023 at 6 a.m. UTC until April 9th, 2023, 5:59 a.m. UTC, like right before 6 a.m. This is a little bit more extended than it is in Pokemon Cafe Remix, but it is interesting nonetheless, because with Pokemon Masters EX, I would actually consider playing. Like, it looks like a really fun game. You know, I'm not gonna make any promises on playing Pokemon Cafe. I'm really behind with most of my games that I'm playing, so yeah. Leon and Charizard, they're back with Charizard's max moves unlocked. Bonus number 1, simply log in to scout up to 100 sync pairs at no cost. 10 pairs ticket scouts at no cost every day. I don't know why I keep thinking that scout has like a S-E-O-U-T, like that's how it's spelled. But like, there's a whole bunch of characters that, yeah, I'm pretty interested in this game. I just haven't pulled the trigger and actually started playing it. Let me know how you guys like the game. Don't give me any major spoilers, of course. But yeah, pretty interested. Of course, with all like the past news as well. Bonus number 2, you can receive a present of 3,000 gems starting today, February 27, 2023. Of course, I'm not recording it at that time. A little bit late to the party, but like, I kind of like to do it in my own time. But it looks cool. I really like this. Celebrate 3.5 years. Has it been really out for 3.5 years? That's crazy. I thought it was, I don't know, man. That's crazy to me. I guess it was here before Sword and Shield. And this is talking about Pokemon Sleep. Like, I don't really want to do this if I'm being honest, because then I feel a bit too obsessive with Pokemon if I have everything, like even when I sleep, to have Pokemon along with me, because I already play it enough, you know, I play that game to death. But like, to also put this app and then do this to monitor my sleep if I'm sleeping okay, which by the way, I'm not sleeping well for shit. But Yeah, it would be kind of cool to have like the little AR thing so you could see the Pokemon sleeping by there too, just like how Pokemon Go, you could kind of see the Pokemon through your phone. But I don't think it's like this. It'll just say what Pokemon's in there or whatever. Even if it does, I don't know. But yeah, Pokemon Sleep is basically just like how it is with exercising, that it monitors how well you're doing everything. I forgot what that thing is called. The Sleeping Pokemon Snorlax. The researcher of Pokemon Sleep, which this dude has like a Snorlax, what's that shit called? Like the eye protective wear? Like a blindfold almost. If this man doesn't own a Snorlax, I'm gonna have some questions. I'm just gonna be honest. But Professor Norelli, is it because it's like a neuroscientist thing? Like his brain goes to sleep or something like that? I don't know. I also don't want my phone to be on the whole night, because I usually, like right before I go to sleep, I leave it charging. And my charger's away from me when I sleep. And I also don't like it when I have my phone right next to me, because I have this impulse where I always have to look at like what's on my feed and then just start watching videos, and then it's kind of I almost said climatic. It's kind of the opposite of what I want, because it prevents me from going to sleep because I'm on my phone, if that makes sense. So I don't really see myself doing it, but I could definitely see people that really needs this to like have a good track, to have not only an alarm, but just to make sure that everything is an issue to be okay while sleeping, if like they need it for health reasons, you know. But this man's been sleeping for 7 hours and 19 minutes. You know, they say that like 8 hours of sleep is kind of the recommended. I used to work the night shift, so it's kind of hard for me to do that. Like I have basically borderline insomnia, where I sometimes used to sleep for 4 hours at a time, which isn't good. I know that Thomas Jefferson used to sleep 30 minutes at a time. That was a full power sleep. I also don't know how the app acts if like a person's snoring, so I'm not sure. Sleep type with dozing, snoozing, and slumbering. Where's knock the fuck out? Like I don't see that option on here. I feel like I got onto just Pokemon Sleep alone the longest, because Goofy Sleep, what the fuck? Droopy Eared Sleep, One-Eyed Sleep. Why does Totodile sleep like that? What the hell? I don't think crocodiles or alligators sleep like this, or do they? There's like certain animals that does sleep with their eyes open, like fishes, because they don't have eyelids. It's always creepy, but you know, it's kind of funny when like birds sleep. You kind of like, because when it comes to bird owners, they put like a blanket over the bird cage, and once the blanket's over, the birds just go silent, and it almost kind of gives you the vibe that they're like scared shitless. They got no options but to sleep, you know, just to put that fear away. At least that's the vibe I get. Like I said, curl up, sleep, question mark, question mark, question mark, sleep. I mean, it's rolled over. You could whatever. Sunbathing, sleep, and another 3 question marks, sleep. It's double sleep, obviously, man. I don't know. Tummy rub, sleep. I don't know. It's a lot of specific sleeps here, but yeah, I feel like I've been on Pokemon Sleep for the longest. Let's move on, shall we? Let's go to the next part of the thing, Pokemon Go++, which is also like along with this item to go and coincide with Pokemon Sleep. I'm not sure how much it is like invested in it, but they seem like they press it and they use it along with their Pokemon Sleep stuff. Pikachu's like talking, and he could sing lullabies and stuff like that off of this device. I honestly don't want that. Like if I'm sleeping in the middle of the night and I'm been asleep, I really don't want Pikachu to sing me a random lullaby, because that's actually gonna do the opposite and wake my ass up, and I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, and I might end up turning it off. But that's just me being honest. I'm just saying, because even though I can be a deep sleeper, if I have it right next to my pillow, right next to my ear, I'm gonna end up waking up. I'm just being honest. Lonely swing, a single swing in quiet stress. I'm not really sure what this entails. I guess this thing catches Pokemon while you're sleeping too. Well, I don't know. New functions that use your sleep data are coming. Okay. I don't think they're gonna get too much into further development when it comes to this stuff though. Get Snorlax wearing a nightcap. Tackle special reaches by linking the Pokemon Go ++ accessory with Pokemon Go. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I know I already said this like twice, but like, yeah, we've been in Pokemon Sleep discussions for too long. Now let's go for Scarlet and Violet, the whole reason you came to this video and shit like that. Let's start with Virizion. The one thing that's a full consensus that everybody don't give a shit about. The Iron Leaves Virizion Paradox form. It's Grass Psychic type, which I don't understand why when it's called Iron Leaves and it could easily be Grass Steel type, and especially being a Sword of Justice, even though swords can be made out of different material, not just steel. You know, people could say that, you know, there's swords made out of wood and made out of stone and stuff like that. But like, it literally says it on the title, Iron Leaves, Grass Psychic type. I don't know one person that's excited about Virizion, and I'm so glad I picked Pokemon Scarlet over Violet, because I would have been disappointed. But let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about, and probably why you click on this video, because everybody wants to talk about this, and for good reason. Walking Wake, the Water Dragon type Suicune, the Paradox Suicune, very interesting nonetheless. I get the biggest vibe that it looks like a cross between Suicune and Koraidon. Like, they look like a perfect fusion. And like, I know that's like the biggest talk of town and shit like that, the Pokemon fusions with different infinite numbers of ways to mix together Pokemon. I never thought that Suicune would be a dragon type of any sorts. I always thought that Suicune, if it was gonna have a regional form, is gonna be like water flying type or water ice type. And I'm only saying flying type, not like literally flying, but since it's like, you know, the west wind, or not the west wind, the north wind, that it would have flying type properties. You know how like Absol, when he mega evolves, he kind of looks like a winged, like, you know, there's some wind aspects to it. It learns Razor Wind, for God's sake. So that's what I always thought. And plus, like, the reason I say water ice type is because he has a lot of ice properties too. You know, this crystal, and he uses Aurora Beam, and he can learn Ice Beam. Even though most not ice, but water Pokemon can learn Ice Beam, it's so interesting nonetheless that, like, I don't know, it just seems simple to have Suicune have these other options, but they chose Water Dragon type. And it could be solely because of, since, you know, Paradox form is either past or future, and Scarlet is obviously the past and Violet is obviously the future, that's kind of the correlation that they came up with Suicune, is to have it a straight up dragon. So yeah, it's really interesting nonetheless. I kind of still wish Mega Evolutions were back, but yeah, it's kind of interesting nonetheless. What do you guys think? I have to play a little bit further in the game because I'm still like trying to catch up to beat everything. I don't know, man. I still get the vibe that like there's some huge correlation with Koraidon and Suicune and stuff like that. Could it be a fusion? Probably not. It's probably exactly what it sounds like. It's the Paradox form, primal and futuristic, and yeah, because we did see drawings with like Dawn fans and stuff like that when, you know, with his Paradox form, whether it be past and future. And you know, we saw all types of Paradox forms throughout the game, like a lot of people's favorites, Tyranitar. Let me know what you guys think when it comes to Suicune, because as far as I'm aware, they mentioned about a Terra raid battle so you could get these Pokemon in your respective games. A new Terra raid battle event, Walking Wake, Terra type water. Please stay tuned for the start of this event. And yeah, Iron Leaves, Terra type psychic. Still don't understand why it's not Steel type. I mean, it only makes sense, but I guess the argument could be made is like, well, if Violet is future everything, not everything's gonna be Steel type, because like that would, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna be everything that's a Paradox form for Violet version. Everything's gonna be a Steel type at that point. But like there's different ways of changing stuff for future like looks, you know. You see it all the time in shows whenever they have a timeline thing and they see something in the future. You know, they got extra battle scars, they're much bigger, they're much buffer, they're smarter, whatever it is. They don't have to go like, oh, it's a robot. You know, in the future he becomes a robot. But whatever, I'm just saying. I'm not sure what's the consensus though of Terra raid battles. I from what I hear from like one person, it's very stressful to them and there's like a lot. But I don't know. And I was playing Sword and Shield, I accidentally skipped the entirety of the wild area, and I have yet to go into a den to catch myself my own Pokemon through that alone. You know, barring like, you know, the final portions of the game and shit like that. But, you know, nonetheless. They also mentioned in this Pokemon Presents about the Pokemon Go added addition to add in Scarlet and Violet with Vivillon, with all these postcards or whatever the fuck, and you could also catch Gimmighoul throughout that and evolve them into, you know, this gold out version. I'm forgetting the name, so that's what I'm calling it for now. Gimmighoul or some shit like that, I don't remember. I'm sorry, it's just really hard on me when like the later the generations, the more forgetful I get with the names. So you gotta forgive me for that. I have yet to catch myself a Gimmighoul. But yes, Pokemon Home is gonna be supported. So yeah, support coming early 2023, more likely in the springtime, like around April-ish. So look forward to that. It might be April 8th, because that's where like the Pokemon Masters thing ends, and then they're probably gonna have something else begin. But yeah, if anything, besides the Walking Wake and the Iron Leaves, I feel like this is also pretty huge, because just like Sword and Shield, when they were talking about DLC and stuff like that, this is also going to be a huge thing. And there's a lot of hints throughout like this part of the trailer where you kind of see different variety of masks. Like besides the Pikachu and Eevees, they kind of, all these other masks kind of look like knockoff versions of Power Ranger animals. Because there's like this Pink Ranger cat, this Blue Ranger bunny or whatever the fuck it is, and this Green Ranger dog. That's just what I think of. And then like this different kind of yokai demon mask, like an ogre almost. And these people going through the festival, fireworks going off. And then there's this writing on the thing that I really cannot read what it is. And there's this like poster right here with 3 different Pokemon that I have no idea what it is, because it kind of looks like a bear of some kind, a green ape, and some bird of some kind. Kind of similar colorations with the purple throughout there as well. But the main Pokemon right behind it and this whole stage setup. But yeah, they mentioned this is a whole different region that you're visiting as an exchange student, so really interesting. All this interior looks pretty cool too. This person throwing the Pokeball in the air. But yeah, with this whole different DLC coming up, unless this is separate, I really don't think, I'm pretty sure both of them are able to do this. But yeah, the hidden treasure of Area Zero, I don't know why. I guess it is separate, because like I don't know why there'd be 2 of them with Scarlet and Violet being side by side. I wonder how different it's gonna be though, that's my thing. But yeah, the DLC coming out on fall with this new Pokemon, kind of looks like a green peacock. The first thing that I thought of was, you know, like the water starter and all that. It was my immediate thought, because I'm like, are they really gonna do like another peacock? But you know, it's cool to have like a special legendary Pokemon, but it is a mask, so I gotta give it a break. I kind of wonder if the mask that it holds, like if it's interchangeable, if he has like 3 masks representing the 3 Pokemon that we just saw. But yeah, part 1, the teal mask. Just like how it was like, you know, the Crown Tundra, and then like, you know, the other thing with Kubfu and all that in Sword and Shield. We got these 2 parts. With the other one being part 2, the Indigo Disc. I've been calling it the wrong name this entire time. I keep forgetting it when I was describing it to someone else. I was all like, oh, it's called like the teal shell. I was like way off. The Indigo Disc which is not exactly the color indigo, but like nonetheless, it's really interesting that I didn't notice it before, but looking on the shell, you can see every single type. So you have 18 little pattern, I don't know what to call it, like sections, 18 sections of this shell that represents every type, which is pretty cool. It'd be kind of interesting if this Pokemon, whatever it is just like a special legendary turtle to be able to do either like a randomized move no matter what, but it kind of uses a type, or B uses, well, I mean, I feel like the B would be broken, but like shoots it and be every single type, which would more likely be resisted every single time, so it wouldn't really be good. But you know, it's just thoughts, because if I was using it, I wouldn't want it to be random every time, like a hidden power random generator. It would be fun though. The one I'm more interested in, I'm not sure. I do like the Teal Mask legendary Pokemon from what it looks like, but I feel like the Indigo Disc storyline is going to be more fun, if that makes sense. But yeah, available on Nintendo eShop, sales begin soon, it's on DLC. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. I feel like this is, you know, bigger news that I kind of saw coming. Like if you were to ask me what was going to be out on Pokemon Day, I probably would say this, is Scarlet and Violet, the DLC, coming fall and winter time. But yeah, Teal Mask planned release date fall 2023, and Indigo Disc Part 2 planned release date winter 2023. I don't know how attached they are together. Admittedly, I don't know how attached the last DLC was together, because yeah, I'm still lost in the shuffle when it comes to that. But yeah, kind of wonder what you guys are gonna have plans for when it comes to this, because some people after game likes to completely change their teams, or even stick with their teams, or just have one Pokemon taken out in place of another one, because most of the time in these parts they give you certain Pokemon. I didn't really talk about this though. We see all the starter Pokemon fully evolved on the left side with the beginning trainers, or the default trainers, with some special trainers in the center and to the right-ish. I don't see any other Pokemon throughout though, but based on what we've seen on like the little video with the person throwing the Pokeball in the air, this arena is gonna be very special. It looks very futuristic too, so I'm not really sure. It should be interesting nonetheless. I'm pretty sure around this time though that they're gonna have a special Pokemon that hadn't had a Paldean regional form and introduce it here, like just like how they did with Slowpoke. So yeah, part 1, the Teal Mask have these Pokemon displayed. It's Chingling, Shiftry, Milotic, Yanma, Vigavolt, and Ninetales. When Indigo Disc has Zebstrika, Crimea, whatever the fuck her name is, Whimsicott, Metagross, Dugong, and I'm sorry, I got distracted because I looked into his eyes. But yeah, that Pokemon. But yeah, it's evened out. I thought for a second it was uneven, but yeah, it's 6 and 6 on that side. Yeah, I'm pretty sure looking forward to it. And that's pretty much all the news. So once I get more news updates, you'll see more of these type of videos. I'll probably do better when it comes to explaining all that. By the way, there's new uniform sets with Scarlet and Violet, as you see here. Early purchase bonus, a special Hisuian Zoroark that cannot be obtained through normal gameplay. Knows the moves Happy Hour. Terror type is Dark, which is interesting because it's normally normal ghost type. So the Dark type, Terror type is pretty interesting. Has a charismatic mark. I have no idea what the fuck that means. Purchased by October 31st, 2023 to receive your code. I'm assuming this is before part 1 because part 2 is clearly in winter time, so it's all like, are they gonna have something else for winter time to have like an early purchase bonus, or like what the hell? Like I don't know why they're really forcing it and not extending the expiration date, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm assuming that there's going to be more news, and I'll be covering it once it's revealed to you guys. You know, and if I'm really behind because of my busy schedule, like, it'll be kind of more collected video things. I'll try not to pass 3, but sometimes I do get behind and I'm like trying to play catch up, so the videos will become much longer. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm pretty looking forward to experiencing Walking Wake Water Dragon type Suicune, you know, the fusion form of Koraidon. You know, clickbait kind of. I mean, is it clickbait? Because I put a question mark. I'm not stating it to the audience. I'm just saying, could it be it? No, it's not. Besides that, yeah, Teal Mask and Indigo Disc, also looking forward to those. They seem like a lot more fun than the Sword and Shield DLC. I do like the Crown Tundra from like the Galarian birds. Those Galarian birds are pretty cool in my opinion. So yeah, so until next time, I'll see you guys later. White Tigers and Dragons to you, and you've been Scarlet of the Night. I'm out.